Horror movies introduced by a fellow with a maniacal laugh.
While the show went off the air some time ago, the host remains a part of Indiana's folklore. Tonight, Ray Rice has a Halloween conversation with Sammy Terry.
We have a special guest on this Halloween, the incomparable Sammy Terry, one of Indiana's own who has been frightening people as long as anybody can remember. Sammy, how long have you been frightening people?
That's a terrible question. Actually, it's ever since Sammy Terry was born.
Halloween is a special day for you, isn't it, Mr. Terry? But you were born on this day, weren't you?
Oh, Halloween is my birthday. And it's such a wonderful time because everybody in the world celebrates my birthday.
Sammy, if I may call you Sammy, I see you don't have your sidekick George with you today. Where's George?
Oh, George is still hanging around.
Sammy, you do like to frighten people, don't you?
What else is there to do? There's nothing better than to have a little chill and thrill go up your spine. And then, when it reaches the nape of your neck, your hair stands on end, you break out in a cold sweat, you're scared to death. And when it's all over,
So here it is, Halloween, your birthday, as you point out. What are you going to do late tonight? Do you have any special plans?
only to find the darkest, creepiest shadows. And remember, always have many pleasant nightmares.
Well, he's not on TV much anymore. Sammy Terry will be hosting a Halloween radio show tonight on WSYW. We thought you'd like to know. And I remember him from my childhood. He used to scare me then. I'm glad I'm all grown up.
Well, he's still as scary as ever.
He's doing fifth quarter Friday. I didn't know. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll never forget the first time I shook hands with Sammy Terry. I was taken aback by that yellow Playtex glove with the painted-on veins. Very scary.
Oh, very.
Yeah. Sports is next. It was pretty scary yesterday at the old RCA Dome. We weren't sure if those Colts were going to win or not, but they held on. We'll look back next.
The hands of time are deadly, they say. You can't stop the ogre of age and decay. Wherever you look, wherever you go, in their time all living things this waste will show. The mighty lion eventually loses his teeth, and then his victims of prey can finally sleep. The lonesome wolf, ferocious bear also grow weak and finally die in their lair. The giant sequoias and gardens and lawns all grow and thrive and then decompose before the dawn. And man can look forward to the same destiny no matter how smart, strong, robust, or healthy. His sight will grow dim, his muscles weak. He may lose his hearing as well as his teeth. Most surely his hair will grow thin, maybe bald, and youthful coloration will fade to gray. And that's not all. Creases and lines will appear in his face. His flesh will sag, his stomach change place. Ogres and monsters and evil demagogues have ravaged the earth and left man agog. But like everything else, they died and disappeared. But fortunately for us, other beasts and terrors have appeared. Each has left its mark, but with time even that fades. It seems there is nothing that the ravages of time evade. But there is one thing the ages have not erased. A single collection to catalog man's cruelty and craze. Although the hands of time are cruel and hard, they cannot putrefy the terror found in the works of Shakespeare, the bard. Oh, my most abject apologies. With that hot an ending, I should have told you to bring marshmallows and hot dogs for a weenie roast. Oh, well, maybe next time. But next Saturday night at 10, we won't have time for a picnic, not even a cold snack. For alien forces will invade Earth's domain and try to conquer all men with various beasts of unbelievable strength and power. Entire cities will be laid waste, and all will be lost. Unless 3 curvaceous ghoul fiends and the giant Gamera can turn the tide. You won't want to miss this high-tech epic next Saturday night at 10. So do be sure to join me and Gamera, Super Monster. Until then, many pleasant nightmares.
I see.
A hand? A horrible hand is going to strangle you? Oh, now you're seeing beautiful girls. There is nothing there, Goolsby. Look for yourself. See, I told you so. It's just your imagination. You're hallucinating. The evil witch in the castle is doing it. No, Goolsby, don't get mad. The evil witch is doing it. She's put an evil curse on you. Neither man nor beast nor evil witch will ever change. They'll always try to create chaotic hallucinations in your mind. And it's up to you to find the cure. It won't do any good. The evil witch is back there, Goolsby. You can stand in the castle. There. Don't, Goolsby. It's still there. Now you found the answer, Goolsby. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. You've done it. The cross always defeats the devil's doers.
You will recite.
And the Grand Prix circuit.
And all of the dragsters.
And all of the midget stocks and go-karts.
You're the 5,284th alternate. Goolsby, get off of there. You're laying down on the job.
Now this is horrible. Oh, if I get in the 500, I know we'll all have a swinging good time. But it might be a little difficult holding your breath until 5,283 other alternates fail to make the grade. Well, anyway, it will be exciting. And speaking of exciting things, I know where you can get a critter of your own if you're interested. And they do make such playful pets. Next Saturday, I'll give you another choice for a kind, gentle, caring house pet. Oh, this one traces its ancestry far back into the ancient history of Transylvania. It just loves people. Wherever it can find a person, you can depend on it becoming very attached to that person. Or at least until they run out of arms, legs, and blood. Oh no, this isn't one of those creatures the gypsies are so afraid of. It isn't a werewolf. This is a better house pet. It stays attached to you all the time, not just when the moon's full. And its razor-sharp teeth, iron-strong jaws, they're very attractive in the moonlight. So next Saturday night at 11, you can choose a critter from tonight, or you can choose Dracula's dog. He'll make your life miserable. Oh, and don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, we will meet at 10 p.m. Next Saturday night, 11 o'clock. But every Saturday thereafter, 10 p.m. So tell all of your friends so they too can have many pleasant nightmares. Happy Halloween. This is Sammy Terry, coming to you this dreadful night from the Children's Museum Haunted House. It's simply spectacular. We've got 2 terrifically scary shows for you on TTV4's Terror Division. First, strap yourself in for a mind-bendingly horrible time as you prepare to enter the outer limits. We're about to meet Eddie, who finds himself in a mental institution. Eddie believes he's been abducted by aliens. Eddie's doctor is going to conduct some tests. Is Eddie's doctor all he seems to be? Or is he hiding some deep, dark secret? You might go batty before this is over. The Outer Limits will be back in just a moment. TV4's Haunted Halloween will be right back. Halloween from TTV4, your television station.
Get mad.
Wasn't that a scream? Welcome back to TTV4's Haunted Halloween. I am Sammy Terry, and George and I are having a dreadful time at the Children's Museum Haunted House. But next on Terror Vision, where would be the most frightening place for you to spend the night? A hospital, of course, filled with cold bodies in the morgue, nurses drawing blood. Sounds just like home. But next on Poltergeist, will the Legacy team be able to stop a demonic spirit from feeding on patient souls? I don't know, but it certainly sounds better than hospital food. Poltergeist, the Legacy will be right back on TTV4. TV4's Haunted Halloween will be right back. Have a terrifyingly happy Halloween from TTV4.
I have on
Now that's a hunger that just won't die. This is Sammy Terry on TTV4's Terror Vision. George and I have come to a dead end on our Halloween haunt through the outer limits and Poltergeist the Legacy. What a deadly combination. It's time now for us to return to our trick-or-treating. But if you're still in the mood for mind-numbing terror, stay tuned, because the news is next. Now that's scary. Until next time, I hope you have many pleasant nightmares. Hello there. This is Sammy Terry, reminding you to get prepared for my dreadfully favorite season, Halloween. And what better way to prepare for this frightfully wonderful time of year than to stop by any participating Hardee's or Shoe Carnival and pick up your very own Halloween bag. Why, you could use it to collect candy or even used body parts. So let's make this Halloween a scream. Don't go away. The fun's just beginning. Oh, you're exhausted, George. Why should you be exhausted? You slept until sunset. Oh, how do I know that? Well, your snoring kept me awake nearly all day long. But why are you so tired now? You had to rearrange all the dust and make new cobwebs all by yourself today. Well, that's right, because Goolsby is away, and I was at the Channel 4 Indians baseball game. Oh, how was it? A big hit. Everyone had a horrible time. It'll probably be the same next week. Oh, no, George. I'll be here next Saturday night, and possibly Goolsby too, but you might be alone next Friday night. Why? Well, it's Friday the 13th. And I will be in the Terre Haute at the Holman Civic Center for the big Riverton High School prom. It'll be a terrible affair with dancing, horrible illusions, autographs. Everyone there will be able to buy Sammy Terry t-shirts and wall posters and maybe be photographed with me. And then maybe there'll be a little magic as well. Next Friday night from 9 to midnight at the Riverton High School prom at the Holman Civic Center in Terre Haute. No, George. The people at the prom won't have to have a self-addressed stamped envelope because the shirts and the posters will be right there. But anyone wanting to buy them by mail must send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. So you can send them their mail order for. Yes, George, they send a self-addressed stamped envelope to me. Post Office Box 26135, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46226. And then they can buy all the Sammy Terry t-shirts and wall posters and that they want. And they'll have the correct dress for the next prom. Not necessarily, George. Now let's get back to the fun, shall we? Now we return to see what horrors await us. George and I will return with more horror after this. In the middle of the night, a typo cocktail and a scary tale in the patio. I think it'd be rather refreshing. As you lie in bed, the room all dark and scary, do you hear strange sounds that make you timorous and wary? A creak, a groan, an anguished moan, not much louder than the wind. A crack, a scrape, as though someone or something is trying to get in. You pull the covers over your head, but through the stillness of the night still come the sounds you dread. It could be a prowler wanting, or a fiend getting ready to pounce. But then, with the pillow covering your face, the noises are clearer. Some are voices of members of the human race. You can easily discern the wind whistling through the trees, and the moan is the window screen sounding like a victim beaten to his knees. But what are those clicks and scratches you can barely hear? They might be witches preparing curses for you to fear. And stark shadows move across the bedroom wall as silhouetted limbs of a tree stretch out into the hall. The clicking and voices you still can hear, and frightening thoughts to your eye bring a tear. For you might be the victim the unseen monster seeks, so you crawl further under the covers until only one eye can look out and peek. And suddenly all the noises stop. The silence is deafening. The hall light comes on. You're sure it is time for your reckoning. A giant black figure looms in the door, casting a harsh black shadow across the floor. He's all right, honey, you hear your father say. He's sound asleep after a long, hard day. And the clicking resumes and the voices again you hear. Your parents are playing cards. There's nothing to fear. George and I can't wait to see what is about to happen. Watch. Just like all my monstrous beings, the Black Widow was having such a glorious time, and then at the last minute, she was defeated. You might say she became so wrapped up in her work it got too hot for her. But next Saturday night at 11, the odds will be different. There won't be just one carnivorous spider doing the devil's work. Instead, there will be many, slaughtering many, instead of one at a time. For giant, mutant, deadly tarantulas will descend on a whole town seeking food. And they won't care who or how many die, for they will destroy everything that gets in their way. Next Saturday night at 11, it'll be a devastating time you won't want to miss, when the earth becomes not the kingdom of man, but the kingdom of the spiders. Pleasant night. Good evening. Welcome. I am Sammy Terry. And tonight is my night to howl. Holidays among those who are practitioners of the black arts. And these evil beings give their best orgies and parties at night, when the sky is inky black and intruders are loath to interfere, for the darkness is eerie and of course, that's the most propitious time for the vampire to suck upon its prey, and the witch to cast the most devilish of spells. And of all the holidays of the year, the biggest, most magnificent is scheduled for tonight. Those denizens of the night will terrify you with their evil deeds, so I suggest you make sure the doors and windows are locked tight. Acquire a large cover from the hall closet and sequester yourself far back into the corner of your chair. Then pull the cover up close around you, so you feel completely secure. And now, you are prepared to witness with me the celebration of a day the devil walked the earth. Black Sunday. On Black Sunday, everything starts out bad, gets worse, and in the end will be the worst. Make yours a bratwurst. George, I think you mean bratwurst. But I'm not talking about sausage. Oh, you aren't either? You mean bratwurst? Charlie Brat. He's the worst one on your block. Oh, but you know how to change brats into real monsters, George? Good. Get them a Sammy Terry t-shirt and wall poster. And then everyone can get as many of them as they wish by writing me. Oh, yes, of course. They send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. And then you will send them a mail order blank in their self-addressed stamped envelope. Self-addressed stamped envelope, George. And they send their self-addressed stamped envelope to me. Post Office Box 26135, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46226. Oh, and when they receive all the t-shirts and wall posters that they want to buy, then they can become real monsters. How does that happen, George? My face will make a monster of anyone. George! Oh, there is nothing more relaxing than to sit in your favorite rocking chair and have a nice, refreshing Tybo cocktail while watching vampires and witches frolic through a night of terror. Oh, but I have to pull the chain. Here, hold this. Thank you. As I was about to say, the playful antics of the vampires on a dark and eerie eve are so delightful to observe just before bedtime. Oh, their straightforward concentration on seeking out their victim, and then the stealthy stalk through the evening shadows, the crafty entrance into the house, the room where the maiden virgin blood lies, unaware that she will be the next to feel the gentle sharp prick of the saber-like canine fangs as they penetrate the throat and sink deep into the jugular vein, where the vampire's nectar runs fast and warm. It's like watching a macabre ballet with a violently evil finale. And with typo cocktails, it combines to create a horrible night of terror. Which would you prefer to become, a vampire or a witch? As you can see on Black Sunday, I, Sammy Terry, carry Jesus. Or perhaps you could become the centerpiece of the witch's black mass, the sacrifice on the altar inside the ring of fire. To say the least, it would be a devastating experience. But before you have the opportunity to participate in such a bloody experience, there is the possibility you could die under even more bizarre circumstances. Oh, not from the spell of the black art of witchcraft, nor from the savage, ravaging attack of the vampire, but from a supernatural cosmic phenomena that could possibly destroy not only you, but the entire world. Ask any astronaut or airplane pilot. They will tell you there are many awesome questions yet to be answered about what's happening every moment in space. One day a star is in its proper place, the next it's disappeared forever, which means an entire universe, such as the one in which Earth rotates around the sun, has exploded into nothingness. How could this affect you? Next Friday night at 11, I'll show you how horrible it can be when we see the last moments of the day. Time ended. You'll be terrified. Friday night at 11. Until then, many pleasant nightmares.
So nice of you to join me tonight. Come in. I am the GraveMaster, and you're watching a brand new show on TV 18. For those of you who are classic horror lovers, tonight's movie is Ghost Town. Yes, the classic Western tale mixes with a sinister horror story. And tonight, our sharp-shooting Deputy Langley goes after a fiery young woman and ends up in a living hell. Also tonight, we've got a trivia question for you. And if you can answer it correctly, you'll win the official TV-18 hat and T-shirt. So sit back and enjoy tonight's movie, Ghost Town, with me, the GraveMaster, here on TV-18. I've got to be careful when I do that. You're watching the GraveMaster on TV-18. Come on, Scotty, we need 100%. We're going down, not up. Well, tonight's movie is Ghost Town, partner. That's why I'm here. Hang on. In case all the ladies are watching, I want to make sure they get a good look at my face. When you're good looking, you like the ladies to know about it. Besides that, I spend a lot of money on face cream. All right, periscope down. Let's see about tonight's periscopes. All right, let me write that one in there. All right, periscope up. You see, the GraveMaster knows all there is to know about love. I remember the first girl I asked out had whiplash by shaking her head no. There's tonight's horoscope, Hortense of the Crab. It's a bad day to pick up a hitchhiker carrying a sign that says Manson Ranch. For Leo the Lion, you're still lucky in love. Your new girlfriend has to have 4 chest x-rays before the doctor can get it all in one picture. Now let's go back to our movie, Ghost Town. The fastest guy in this town. I can move faster than you can draw. Go ahead, draw. Yeah. You know, boys, for a Friday night, this place is pretty dead. Welcome back to the GraveMaster and our movie tonight on TV-18, Ghost Town. Not easy being a marshal around here, you know. It's not easy being a marshal in our movie tonight. Langley is having a tough time of it. We hope you'll have an easier time figuring out our trivia question. We have one for you each and every week because we know how much you like to mooch prizes from us. Here's our trivia question. What special weapon did Langley the deputy use to kill the ghost? Write in and send me your answer to the GraveMaster's Dead Letter Office, TV-18, 602 Cortlandt Street. The zip is 32804.
Again, like images.
We hope you enjoy our movie tonight. I am the GraveMaster. Make sure you join us each and every Friday night at 11:30 here on TV-18. Our movie tonight is Ghost Town. Not easy being a marshal. Ghost Town stars Frank Lutz, the Klutz. With a name like that, you know he got beat up in school a lot. Of course, people used to pick on me in school. I hope you feel lucky, mister, because I've had just about enough of you. Now back to our movie. And our movie tonight is Ghost Town. I hope all you cowboys and cow ghouls are enjoying it. I'm watching the movie alone tonight. My wife isn't very loving. I remember on our honeymoon she gave me frostbite. But she does make a great head of bloody popcorn. It always tastes better in a half skull. Back to our movie Ghost Town in just a moment. I'm getting hungry again. I am the GraveMaster, and our movie tonight is Ghost Town. back to our movie, but first, it's time for a trivia question, our second one tonight. Tiny, would you bring in our friend? Yes, this is Crispy Brinkley. Isn't she cute? You really should floss more. This is what you could win, a hat and TV18 t-shirt, if you can answer this trivia question. In our movie tonight, who plays the part of the ghostly demon, Devlin? Send your answer to this address, TV18, 602 Cortlandt Street, 32804. Well, buckaroos, I guess that's just about it for tonight's story, Ghost Town. Hold on. I think I hear a car coming. Just a minute. I love these late night snacks. Tiny, put this on the grill. It's just a little bit too rare for me. Oh, and put some more oil on the road. Well, I hope you join us again next week for the GraveMaster here on TV18. We'll have 2 more trivia questions, 2 more chances for you to win the official TV18 hat and t-shirt with the GraveMaster. Next week in our movie, a man takes some pills and turns into an ugly, blood-sucking creature. It's called The Lawyer. Oh, wait. It's called The Vampire. Same thing. We'll see you next week.
Covering Central Florida and beyond, TV18.
Good evening. Ron and Ron from Rock 100 WDIZ.
This is TV18's Shock and Roll.
Tonight, it's Horror Hall of Fame, the Pete Rose story.
This whole thing is like interviews done behind the scenes of horror movies with the guy who played Freddy Krueger.
You know he is, Robert Englund.
Now, this is a real stretch for him because he took off his makeup and, you know, I guess he still wanted to stay with the horror business. I don't know.
Some of the scariest stuff in Hollywood and in movie making. Tonight on Horror Hall of Fame 3.
TV18, Shock and Roll with Ron and Ron. The Horror Hall of Fame 3 will be right back.
And now back to Horror Hall of Fame 3 on TV18's Shock and Roll.
Keychain, you know how this works, right? You write to me at the...
Good evening once again, my fiends. This is Christopher Coffin, WJRT's Guardian of the Ghouls, appearing here before you to invite you to another delightful visit to the theater of thrills. And tonight, 2 wonderful... Always bumping my funny bone on that stupid column anyway. So we were here in our stable. I don't know what became of the horses today. They must have heard you were coming to visit us. We must clean out the stable. You know, our stable boys, John Malone and Mike Houston, have gone into the Frankenstein parts and pieces business, and they have been neglecting the horses' problems back here, but certainly we'll get it straight. We must find someone to clean it up. Well, before we conclude our story, we have 2 very exciting words for you. We hope you'll watch closely. Entirely possible. Ah, yes. Well, I think I'd better bring myself a little further in here. Or I can't read. Ah, that's much better. It's kind of, you know, when you're in the half-life, the light is not too good. And you know, with my tired old eyes, well, you understand my feelings, don't you? Certainly you do, of course. Well, I was going to read this little letter from East Coldwater Road. It runs in my veins. How about that, Donald? Coldwater! Nice. All right. Very good. My chilling TV buddy. You rat, you fink, you slob. This must be for you, Donald. You elephant, you mule, you crab, you monstrous creature. Tell Donald I like him, too. But back to you thinking over those, who can read this nonsense? It must be a poem here. Oh, right, you and Donald led a poem. Donald led, D-O-N-A-L-L-E-D, Donald led. All right, Donald led, here is a poem for you, you creature, you. There came a creature from the blue. I'd say he looked almost like you. He grabbed you by the collar just to make you holler. Then came a scream from the dark. It ground you up and fed the shark. Sounds like Goldfinker. Haven't you heard of the creature? I've seen him on your double feature. The end. Thank you, Jerry. Wonderful mail. We'll continue in a moment, but first, my fiends, watch this. Well, here we are, my dear friends. Perch gently in front of the sanctuary, ready to take a little trip. A little trip to your neighborhood. Are you ready to go for a ride in my air Gould Hearse? Well, I am, and so let's go! Come on! Go! 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 Yes, go! I'll get you! Go!
It's Saturday night, time to open once again Fritz the Night Owl's bedtime storybook. And another subtle, unobtrusive entrance by your voice of the night, Fritz the Night Owl. The forces of evil defeated, the ancient treasure restored to its rightful owners, and now for Alan and Sophia, you and the owl, it's Miller time. Right now, in answer to many, many requests, something you never see, except on Night Owl Theater, a Ferrari doing a wheelie. I never know who's going to be guest starring outside my apartment window. I'm auditioning for Ballet Met. Bang, bang, bang. 4 shots ripped into my groin. And I knew I was off on the greatest adventure of my life. This is one of those rare original cast pictures from the early days of Magnum P.I. I was in the original cast, you know. I was cast as Magnum's older brother. Older but smarter, and I had a name, great name. Colt Magnum. Norman is back. Norman the Night Owl. Okay, my secret is out. When I'm not showing movies here on 10 TV, I'm riding the intergalactic space lanes. I can honestly say I've been framed.